Well, I think we're about ready to go. Right, let's do this test broadcast. We've had problems with the volume on the mic, and I've looked at my audio settings, and for some reason, looking at the recording settings within the PC, the volume level was switched down on my mic. I don't know how it did that, but I certainly never done it. We're going to go in and look at a 10-ball tournament. This is probably a final. I wouldn't imagine there's a lot of people signed up for it. But let's go in and have a look and see what's happening. We've got Dibble69, aka Samurai, against a chap called Acero. I don't know who that is. And we've got a race to 5. Player 1, who's Dibble69, was getting the 1 rack. And you can see the difference in the ratings. You've got Dibble69 on 1549 and Acero on 1833. No shot in the 6 ball. No position there. I can see where the webcam is in the corner. I don't have any way of moving that webcam. There's no feature in XSplit that allows you to do it, or if there is, I can't find it. Well, that was some cut, that shot. That was well played. Again, he's got no shot in the 7 ball. He's completely snookered. So he's going to try and bank this and kick it in. He's called the pocket. Not a bad effort. Well, Acero's probably going to call the bank again. That's a good shot. So he's on the 8 ball. 9 and 10 both in the open. So this is a crucial shot. And it needs to keep running. And that's good. Now, what does he do here? He could play this with lots of inside English. He's playing it with some English to check the cue ball and hold it and push it back down the right, which he's done. And he's perfect in the 10 ball. 10 balls automatically nominated anyway, so in it goes. And Acero leads by 2 racks to 1. Now I'm sure that this is a final, but we will go to the calendar and we'll have a look at the tournaments, and that is the one that's active at the excuse me, the one that's active at the moment. And oh no, it's not a final yet. This is still a first round. So we've got one player who's got a bye. So that this match that we're watching right now is actually a semi-final basically, and we're looking to see who goes through to the final. Right, let's fix that camera. Now what's he going to try here? Try a bank into the corner. Does that go past the 10 ball? That'd be very tight to make a line into the corner pocket. Well, that's well played. Well judged. Wasn't a lot of room to work with there. Now this looks fairly straightforward. He just needs to avoid snooker himself on that 6 with the 8 ball here. And he's killed the pace. Get a straight shot in. Just maybe a little draw, I don't know. He might want to come back a few inches. And he's killed it. Now this is a bit more difficult getting onto this 8 ball, because the 8 ball is a tight squeeze past the 9. If he's hit it with enough pace, he's got a good shot on the 8. And same again, he just doesn't want to overhit this and do something silly with the cue ball. Nice pace to hold for the 9. And plenty of room to get out and round behind that 10 into the same pocket. So it looks like Acero's more than capable, and maybe the handicap is reflecting the difference in the ratings here. So that shot there gives Acero a 3 racks to 1 lead. Breaks open rack number 5. What went down there? 6 ball. Unfortunately, no shot in the 1. Well, I didn't think he'd a shot there, but he could obviously see most of it. Probably not enough to make the potting angle though. So here's Dibble 69, aka Samurai, as he used to be, at the table. Let's see if his positional play's improved, because again he's got a great opportunity here. And straight away he's made a hash of the 2 ball. And that's a thin cut, but it will go. Simple little cut along the rail in the port. We'll just move that. Oh, well, commentator's curse, as they say. Oh dear. Right, so it's a thin one again for Dibble 69. He needs to go over to that left hand side of the table as we look. As he got there, well, he can get on the 5. But like, these are the shots that are difficult. It's easy to pot the 5. The difficulty is actually getting pace in this ball and getting a shot in the 7. So he's just banged it and hoped, and that very often never gets the job done. Now he's got a difficult cut into the left middle by the 10 ball. It's a tight angle, but the cue ball would be coming back out and he'd have a shot in 8. So this is a crucial one. Now, did he nominate a pocket there, or did I miss it? No, he hasn't. He's either going to cut it long and try and get it past the 8, which he is going to do. It would go into the middle, but it's very tight. So he's now on his extension. And that's well off the mark. Now, I don't know whether there's enough room there for Acero to try and tuck this cue ball. I think the 8 ball's too close, to be honest with you, to the corner pocket. But he can certainly try a safe. He doesn't want to knock that 7 ball towards the 10 because double 69 will probably try the combo. That's a delicate little shot. Well, he's almost got it. There's enough there to again make the potting angle into this corner pocket here. I don't think there's enough for him to see into the middle. Doesn't look like it. And I'm assuming he nominated into that top pocket. Well, that's a good effort. Good effort to no avail. So, Acero looks as if he's going to not quite seal the deal here, but this is going to take him to the hill. A simple little tuck along the rail, and Acero's leading by 4 racks to 1. And double 69 is really going to have to get his act together if he's going to contribute anything else in this match. So, what did we lose? We lost the 6 ball again, but no shot in the 1. So, probably a sensible push out would be what would be required here. Yeah, he's chosen the push out. But that's a poor one. Very poor. Left a cut shot on the 1 for double 69, and how lucky has he got? I say pretty damn lucky. Collided into the 8, but somehow found his way onto the 2. Well, I don't know what he was doing there. Well, why could he not cut that 2 along the rail? Am I missing something here? Chose to play the safety for no apparent reason to me. I don't know what was going on there. Now, Acero has kicked the 2, and not only that, he's buried the cue ball behind the 7. So the pressure's really on double 69 now to get the hit in this 2, and that's, well, the angle's there to do it. I don't know whether he can squeeze round past the 10. He'd need to bend it round the 10 to try and make the angle, and he's just decided to pot the 10 and give ball in hand. So the 10 of course gets respotted, and Acero with ball in hand has got everything in his own hands here to win the rack and seal the match. He's overhit that by the country mile and got no shot in the 3. And all he really needs to do is just tuck that 3 along the rail there, just a soft edge into the cue ball back over to the 5. Not trying to do anything too elaborate. He's trying to take the cue ball away from the 3, but he's asking a lot to get the pace of this right. The simple one's just to thin it. Well, as it is, he's left it wide open. Not the shot I would have played. So double 69 gets the 3 ball. I don't know, no way the 4's gone past the 5, so he's going to have to call the combo. 4 onto the 5, and this isn't easy. Again, a good effort to no avail. To get my head out the way so we can see the pocket. So the problem ball's the 7 ball sitting up there next to the 9. There's no way that's potable, so he's going to have to try and do something here. And again, the angle is there to get the cue ball up there. It needs to just nudge that 9. Oh, that's beautiful. That's an excellent shot. That's a shot of the day so far. Perfect on the 7. Got a slight little angle. He can just nudge back off this 7. And again, let's have a look. Well, that is a wee bit straight, but you can still squeeze an angle there and get back up for the 9. There's a little angle there. Just drawing it up. And again, perfect position. Now he's got a choice. He can come back to the left as we look and play the 10 into the same pocket, or he can go off the rail and up, which he's chose to do, and take it in the opposite pocket. So Acero just needs to sink the 10, and that'll be this match done and dusted. Oh, he almost let that get away there, but he's won it. And Acero goes on to the final, and he wins the match by 5 racks to 1. Right, so the room for the final match should be up any second. And we'll have a wee look at that as well. So we've got Eloquente against Acero. Right, they'll be just lagging off anyway, so let's have a look at I thought that would give me information. I thought it would take you to his profile page. It doesn't. So the only way of doing that is bringing up his profile there. Let's have a wee look, see where he's from. Goodness knows what flag that is. I haven't the foggiest idea. Right. Come out of that. And Acero, well, that's easy enough. He's from Japan, so I don't know. It looks like maybe one of these Central American or South American countries that Eloquente's from. So we will join the room. We'll see that Eloquente is actually lower rated than 69 was in the last match, and he is getting 1 rack in this final in the race to 5. Let's have a look at the 2 ball. Well, that's tight to the rail. It's off the rail a wee bit, but it's very, very, very close. Well, Acero's going in off now. Eloquente's got ball in hand, and his rating doesn't suggest that he's going to run this rack, but stranger things have happened. He's got ball in hand. Just needs to pop the 2 in. And he'll be on the 3. But even so, he's let the cue ball run away there. He stunned it, and stunned it too hard. But he slams in the 3. And slams in the 5 as well. Now, how's that 7 ball looking? Well, it's looking even uglier now because he's got the cue ball nailed right against the 8 ball, and he's left us an extremely difficult pot. Yeah. But it's going to go safe for him. He's left nothing on. Oh, is he going to get lucky again here? Well, he did the old heave-ho, and he's left Acero snookered on the 7 ball, but he could possibly jump that, but he's looking to play the, I presume it's a kick shot. This will be a good shot if this goes in. It'll be a good shot if he hits it, let alone pot it. Well, no harm done. He's left an awkward one. Once again, Acero's at the table. Table's all lying in the open. Needs to miss the 8 ball. Well, it's worked out in his favour in one way that he's hit the 8, but he's got the wrong angle. So with this shot here, he needs to play this with, again, inside English left-hand side. He needs to watch he doesn't go across into the middle pocket. Well, he's hit it way too much. He's gone too far. And now he's cutting into a blind pocket. Not as easy. Cue ball's going to be running down into the corner. He's got to hit this with pace to get the cue ball out. Well, he's got a shot. And again, if he's going to play this plain ball into that left-hand corner that he's chosen, he needs to watch the in-off. Well, cue ball's tracking. Dare we say it? The old commentator got it right again. It was a dead cert for an in-off, and he's gifted Eloquenti the first rack. Bear in mind, Eloquenti's already got a rack, but this is the first rack of the match, and it's been handed to him in a plate. And so Eloquenti goes into a 2-0 lead. Now, whenever I play shots like Acero had there on that 10 ball, there's a little voice in my head tells me that's an in-off, and you have to try and take evasive action. You have to try and prevent it. And I don't know whether Acero had that going on in his head at all, but as soon as I saw the angle, it looked dead on for an in-off. So this time, Eloquenti scratched. That does definitely sound like a South American name, doesn't it? Or Spanish, anyway. And no shot, unfortunately, on the 2 ball. He's hooked himself. And all he's left with is a kick. Now again, the mistake players make in 10 ball when they play a kick shot is they don't nominate a pocket. And he should nominate that left middle pocket here. And I think that's what he's done. The odds on him actually getting the pot were very, very slim, but the biggest mistake you'll ever make in 10 ball is kicking out a ball and not nominate a pocket, and then lo and behold the ball goes in. And it doesn't count if you don't nominate it. This time again, Acero has given ball in hand. Eloquenti's given ball in hand to Acero. And now it's sitting a lot nicer. Ball's wide open. And he just needs to... Again, he has a choice. He can go down the right hand side or the mug shot booth to go down the left because there's too much traffic there. So now this is a problem as well, because again he's got to avoid the 8 and the 7 if he's going to get a shot in this 5. So he's played the short side. Big draw into the rail and played it well. Ideally, he wants to just go beyond this 9 ball. It just needs to keep tracking, keep going. Well, he's got just enough angle there to stun up here for the 10. He could go off the left rail and come off to the right here. He's done that, and he's played it perfect. So Acero, after his scratch in the first rack and gifting that rack to Eloquenti, gets off the mark, and he's trailing by just to one rack. He breaks off, nothing's gone down, and there's nothing on for Eloquenti. He could try the jump shot, but he probably would far better playing a safe or a push out. Well, again, I don't know whether he actually called that called a pocket there. That's quite a good shot. Eloquenti got the kick, and he's not really left anything on here because the one ball doesn't pass the 5, and it'd be a very, very thin hit on this one to try and cut that into the middle. Yeah, it was always asking far too much. Well, I think that's full ball snooker again. Looks like it. And a nice little kick shot there by Acero, and he's got the bonus. He's hooked Eloquenti behind the 4. He misses the kick. Once again, ball in hand, and again, these balls are sitting there for the taking. There's nothing awkward. Just needs to stop the cue ball. Now, does he want to come back and take the 3 ball into the left middle past the 9, or is he trying to... What's he trying to do? Yes, playing it into the middle. Now let's look at the angle. Well, he's actually gone too straight here. There's a problem. Now, he's maybe even going to try and pinch something here, and there's nothing to pinch, I don't think. Try and get down beyond the 10 ball to get on that 4 ball up there. He's trying to get down here somewhere, but the angle isn't really there to do it. And he's dug himself into a hole, hooked himself in the 4. And in all honesty here, he'd be better off just playing a deliberate foul and giving ball in hand and leaving the 7 and 8 ball tucked up there. He doesn't want to do anything to move them. This might not be a good idea. Well, like I say, it wasn't a good idea. He's opened up the 4, he's opened up the 7 and 8, and he's left Eloquenti with the opportunity to snatch this rack. It's asking a lot, but we'll see how he does. Now, he doesn't need to really worry about the cue ball here, even if he falls dead straight in the 6. He's just going to have to roll the 6 along the rail. Now again, you explained to me why he actually thought he had to power that ball in and get the cue ball away up the table, miles away from the 6. That's not thinking at all. Anybody with half an ounce of common sense would have just rolled the 5 ball in, done what Acero's done, just roll the 6 in, stop the cue ball, and he's got a shot in the 7. He's probably going to push through to get out, which is probably the sensible thing, but again, there's no excuses, Eloquenti. I don't care what your rating is, you really just need to show a bit of common sense and play the right shot. Just roll it through. But anyway, here's hoping he learns from his mistakes, because Acero has got a simple 9 ball and what looks like the right angle just to stun down. Yeah, he's stunned onto the 10 ball and he's called it. Well, the game calls it automatically, but now Acero's back on level terms and we're at 2 racks all. Seven ball goes in. 2 balls very adjacent to the corner pocket, but no shot in the 1. Well, I'd be just calling the push out. Now again, he did a push out earlier on and made a complete mess of that, so he's potted the 6. No foul, of course. You can pot a ball, you can do pretty much anything when you're pushing out. But he'd left a shot on for Eloquenti. He's cut the 1 in and he's got a shot in the 2. Oh, he's played that well. If only he can string 4 or 5 of these together, he could get back in level terms. Now, the angle he's got in the 4 is perfect just to stun across for the 5 into this bottom right hand corner. But he's played a draw again. That wasn't the shot. He's got on the 5, but that was not the shot to play. So Eloquenti, his main objective in the time that he plays with VP4 is to learn more about his positional play. He can pot a ball, but there's a wee bit lacking in the right shot to play here, and that's what's getting him into trouble. He's in no man's land on the 8 ball. It's gone into the middle. He's got a high angle in the 9, but that is more than cuttable. And he just needs to make sure the cue ball stays in the middle of the table here, and that's okay. Well, take your time whatever you do and roll this 10 ball in. And this will be a good out regardless of his wee bit of luck he was getting there, getting on the ball. Well, that's heartbreaking for him. Left it hanging over the bag, and Acero just need to pop it in. So what should have been 3-2 to Eloquenti, it's gone the opposite way, unfortunately for him. And we've got somebody phoning me. We'll just ignore them. The answer machine will kick in. Well, that's going to have to be a missed call, because I didn't, unless I blinked and missed it. I never saw him call a shot there. Yeah, he's miscalled it. He's done the right thing. So that's now given Acero an opportunity here. again, keep saying it, balls are all sitting there in the open. It's all about navigation. It's like Virtual Pool 4 GPS. Just follow the directions and get yourself out. Well, Acero's just followed the directions straight into that middle pocket. Some weird reason. Hopefully that's us back up and running. I think we're back. Right. So Eloquente, with ball in hand, pots the 2, and again, let's just say he's hoping for a bit of luck to get on the 3 there, because the 3's now tied up behind the 4. I would have thought with a rating of 1500 odd in a race to 5, we might have got 2 as a handicap. Just getting the 1 rack. It's going to be a struggle to be competitive. Because clearly Acero's the better player of the 2, but having said that, he's doing his best to give some racks away here as well. And no shot in the 5. Again, he's pushed the 5 through and knocked the 7 in, so that'll have to be a missed call. And this is just gifting opportunities here to Acero. Now, if he drops this in dead weight, the cue ball's going over to the right, and he should be perfectly on this 9 ball into the left middle. And again, just drop the 9 in dead weight. Nothing fancy needing done here. He can just drop it through and a straight 10 ball. And that'll now give Acero a 2 rack gap. But more importantly, it takes him onto the hill. So he's just sitting waiting on the 1 rack to win the match. Now, if don't tell me he's going to scratch, well, that's game over. That's the cardinal sin. The 2 and the 10 ball are set up there as a combo. Let's have a look. Well, that's dead easy to make. So this match is all over. Poor Eloquente did the cardinal sin and pull. There's a combo left on, and he scratched, and he gave Acero ball in hand, and Acero wins the match by 5 racks to 1. And what we'll do now is we will end this first attempt at a Virtual Pool 4 live stream with my mug shot in the bottom of the screen just to annoy you guys. So hopefully it comes out okay, and hopefully the volume level's okay, and we'll get that tested as soon as the stream is over. And with that, we will see you again sometime.